and welcome to TVC.
Guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. I love the smile on your face.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. We are still talking about the former president, rather, his passing because, like we all know, today is a public holiday to honor his contribution to the country.
That's right. And
to also honor the fact that he will be laid to rest, and there'll be a lot of activities. Full state honors will be given to him as he is to be buried today in Katsina, Daura, precisely. But let's begin with the story where the federal government has set up a high-powered committee to ensure a dignified and well-coordinated state burial for former President Muhammadu Buhari. The committee, led by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, includes key ministers, security chiefs, and presidential aides. They will work closely with the Katsina state government and the family of the late president. President Bola Tinubu also directed 25 Federal Executive Council members to proceed immediately to Katsina state to participate in the full burial schedule. Meanwhile, the body of the former president is expected to arrive in Katsina by 12 noon today, with a brief military ceremony at the airport before being moved to Daura for final interment. Of course, like we know, he will be having that the 21-gun salute that will be happening, I believe, at the airport before the body is moved to Katsina state.
Yeah.
All right, let's quickly get some updates before we continue this conversation.
His Excellency President Bola Tinubu, as you also know, has already declared 7 days of national mourning. During this period, the national flag will fly at half-mast across the country. All state governments and the private sector are hereby urged to comply accordingly. In addition, the President has declared tomorrow, Tuesday, as public holiday. Bola Tinubu himself will be in Katsina and will also proceed to Daura to personally receive the remains of his friend, the former President of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. It is also expected that all the members of the Federal Executive Council and very important personalities that will be in Katsina will participate in the Janaza prayers at a place to be determined later, and we will confirm that to you.
And like we already said, that's what the minister also mentioned, talking about the fact that the body is supposed to arrive Nigeria by 12 noon and then the interment to happen in Katsina state by 2 p.m. The body will be received by the president in Katsina, Daura, precisely. This reminds me of 2010. Katsina did not witness this kind of perhaps activity. The last time they did was in 2010 when the former president Umaru Musa Yar'Adua passed, and they had this kind of ceremony as well. And so Katsina will be witnessing a huge influx of dignitaries, mourners, as they will be part of the Janaza prayers that will be happening later on today. And this time around is precisely in Daura. This also reminds me of a scripture that says a man's wealth does not consist of what he has, basically, because you see the number of eulogy and the persons who have been talking about the former president and the fact that a number of them even went to London to see his family, to talk about the kind of relationship he had with these people.
Yeah, in 2010, Jonathan was vice president to Yar'Adua, Christian, and the political atmosphere at that time didn't give him the kind of leeway that Mr. President Bola Tinubu has right now to get things done very fast. Right now, the president is a Muslim, so he understands all the implications of something like this. He is also a sitting president with all the powers and leeways to perform well. I must say at this point that I am so impressed at the way Mr. President has handled this. He has given a lot of respect to his predecessor, and Kashim Shettima, the vice president, visited the family yesterday in London, and everybody is doing the right thing at the right time. And it's so nice. It's so nice, and the honor they are giving the Buhari family is well deserved.
I also agree with you on that. The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, will be accompanying the body back into the country. And then the declaration of a public holiday. A number of persons have been questioning, what's the essence of declaring a day public holiday? Is it necessary? Does he deserve this declaration of this holiday? The nation is in mourning, whether people like it or not. Yeah.
And exactly, I love the fact that all hands are on deck. We must give it to the president because he's making statements and you can see that it's just happening. And talking about the holiday, I feel like it's a step in the right direction because whether we like it or not, whether people were happy about his administration or not, he was just the recent former president of Nigeria. So it's not possible that this kind of man will die and he would not be given the accolades that he truly deserves, whether you like him or not. And even when I see those comments on social media, I just think that as Nigerians, we need to have a little bit of empathy. There's something, we always try to say that we love God, but at the end of the day, we forget about forgiveness. It's even in the Bible, it's even in the Quran, in one way or the other. God is said that, you know, whatever has been done to you, you know, you need to forgive and just like mourn with the person, because the comments on social media are not nice at all, talking about the holiday, because a lot of people are still asking, why is there a holiday? Why should there be a holiday? But this man was once a president of Nigeria. He once ruled. There were things he did positively, although there were negative things. And I also like the fact that, you know, his wife is coming out to say that, you know, he had said that, you know, she should beg for forgiveness. You can see that a lot of things have been said in place. He knew that he made mistakes, and you can see that they're asking for forgiveness. So I just feel like what I would want to say to Nigerians is that at this point, we need to just mourn with the family and just take out everything we have aside and make sure that we mourn with the family. And the truth
is, no one will leave this world alive. Everyone will die, whether you agree with whatever he did or not. It is just to let things go and move on. Yes, there are those who are hurt. So it's okay to be hurt, but then you need to heal and move on and gain closure whichever way you can at the end of the day. But there is a video, or there was a video I saw yesterday, Ibrahim, where his kinsmen stood with him before he left for London, and they were, you know, having prayers, perhaps bidding him farewell. Some would say they were bidding him farewell like they knew he wasn't going to return. It might also mean that they were wishing him all the best, like get well quickly and return. But from your perspective as a Muslim, what do you see happening today? Just give us an insight, or especially for the Janaiza prayers.
That's right. The fact that he's dead and that may God rest his soul, right. But he's not been buried. Normally, when a Muslim dies, it's very advised, it's much advised that the person is buried that same day, except there are exceptions. There are issues that came up. What we saw of the late the business mogul that died recently, buried in Medina, Dantata.
Yes.
You know, so except there are issues like that, you know, like they have to transport the body. Normally, wherever a Muslim dies, is expected to be buried there. Because earth is the same everywhere, except for when you say, okay, someone who sleeps in Mecca or in Medina. But fine, it will be brought back to the country. And one thing is, former President Muhammadu Buhari was religious. He was someone who is, but he was never seen, you know, showing that, you know, grandstanding when it comes to faith, or seeing him praying in public places or going to mosques. I'm saying, and to tell people that God has told me that I will win, or that, you know, making all of those proclamations. So he was very gentle in his faith. He did not rub it on any other person's, you know, faces. So the thing there is, when his body returns to the country, he will do the janaza. You know, that's the ritual bath. Just the normal ablution that we do is the major ablution, which is done, you know, for purification, and then it will be placed, it will be interred. Hopefully, we don't know, his body will arrive at 12, so 12, yes. Hopefully it could be buried at 2 or later at around 4 in the evening. So one thing there is that whatever people say about him is being recorded by the angels, because it's believed that whenever a Muslim dies, the record, what people say about you. But it's not exactly the same as when people just want to say anything bad about you, because God is a God of justice. So he had pleaded, he had apologized, whatever it is that he had done. Some people don't even forgive God. God gives you so many things. He's merciful to you. And if he decides to, test you, maybe by taking what he has given to you, people challenge God, like, why did you do this? Yeah. So how much more of a man? So whatever it is that people felt or feel about Buhari, I think it remains to, we should leave it to himself and his God that created him. So he believes that he has done what is best. But it is very difficult for someone who had led a nation. Veronica, you are team lead for Anchor.
As complex as ours.
Some people think you are draconian with some of your decisions, but it is not. But others will say, now imagine someone who is now pretending over the nation. Right. Do you understand? So some people will love you for whatever it is that you do. Some will not love you for whatever it is that you do. As long as you believe that what you're doing is the right course.
As you are moving whatever, you are at the top of affairs or at the head of affairs, and your intention is to move the people forward, whatever they think, as if you can carry them along, if they want to understand, that's right. That's fine. But if they do not want to understand, you let them be. Just ensure that you are moving the unit or the country forward, and which he tried to do. And he mentioned it in that video which we played yesterday, saying that, of course, there are those who he would have hurt, perhaps by his decisions, his policies. He saw what he felt needed to be done, just like the current administration that is taking certain steps, and a lot of persons are not happy, especially with the declaration he made that subsidy is gone. But when he said that, I did that because the nation was bleeding. And look at the allocation that states are getting as we speak. But back to the focus of the issue, talking about the late president, we hear that even the National Assembly has declared 7 days of mourning, and some people are questioning that. Registers are being opened at MDAs, at embassies, and all of that later today as well. But for the National Assembly, some persons feel that it is not justified. Why are you having 7 days of mourning?
For the National Assembly, it will translate that for those 7 days, there will be no sittings, there will be absolutely no business. And that's why some people are a little bit worried. And most of the times, the weight of leadership makes you take decisions. And you have to take those decisions. Definitely, it will rub off correctly and wrongly on people, depending on where they stand.
Absolutely.
So if the National Assembly is not going to sit for 7 days, they are giving the immediate past president the honor that believe he deserves. 7 days is quite a long time, and a whole lot of things.
Anyone dying, they go for 2 weeks.
A whole lot of things could happen. And yes, they go for longer times.
I don't think 7 days is too long, if you ask me.
Well, many people will disagree with you guys, but 7 days, that they find it easy to just go on holiday at any instance. Oh, we need to just go, saying they're using the excuse of honoring the president. That's what some Nigerians are saying. But then, what happens within the 7 days? I hope they are mourning the president indeed.
Indeed.
We'll take a breather now and return for the news.